Hey, so there's some big changes in the mortgage world that's going to affect the consumer that I want to talk to you about. So everybody knows, and I hope you know, that Fannie Mae and Freddie Mac basically govern all of conventional loans. Not FHA or VA, not government, but conventional loans are governed by Fannie Mae or Freddie Mac, meaning they buy most of them, so they kind of set the rules. There's a big, huge rule that Fannie Mae had, which a lot of loans go to, that said you had to have a 620 minimum credit score to qualify. Well, starting this Sunday, they're getting rid of that. They're not going to have a minimum credit score requirement, which is great, right? So now you don't have to have a 620 score to qualify. If you have a lower than that, you potentially could qualify. But like everything I've talked about, there's always a catch, right? So it's going to be based on like what they call overall risk assessment. So now they're going to look at your payment history, your credit utilization, how much debt, right? So they're going to look at the overall credit picture. So now it becomes super important that you work with a loan officer or a lender that understands what they call DU, which is desktop underwriter. That's the system that Fannie Mae uses. It's an automated underwriting system, so via computer, to get an approval. And you got to get an approval. Everybody in the mortgage industry hears that word refer. That means no go. That's a bad word in our industry, right? You got to get an approval. So it's super important to work with a mortgage lender or a loan officer that knows how to structure that completely, because now it's taking the overall risk. It's like a big Play-Doh, right? If you dough it here, add a little color here, change this a little bit here, boom, it goes to an approval. But any little switch, you might not like the fact that you didn't put this much money down, or you said, I don't have that much money in the bank. Well, that becomes what they call a refer, because now it just takes a little bit risky of a loan, and it's like, So it's super important that you work with an experienced loan officer that understands DU or AUS, automated underwriting system, to understand how to get an approval and look at the overall risk of the loan to be like, you know what, I can see why it's not accepting it. We're gonna have to add a little bit more money in the bank, right? We're gonna add a reserve. We're gonna have to maybe lower our debt to income ratio, right? We're gonna have to find a way to get a little bit lower rate, or maybe buy a little bit smaller of a home. All that stuff now goes into consideration. So even though they took away the 620 credit score requirement, doesn't mean everybody qualifies because you have a 619 or a 610 or a 580. So it's very important to do that. So again, work with someone who's got experience on that, who understands that, and who's on a ton of loans, because it's all through experience. It's nothing you can teach. There's no class on running DU and getting the approval. It's, trust me, all experience.